everything up. It'll be just a second. Give me just a second, guys. I'll be right there, ready to go. Okay. Hey, guys. I'm going to try to improve the sound. Okay, let me double check this. Let me make sure that the sound is working and everything is good to go. I'm going to double check it right now. Let's see what it says. Okay, let me double check this. Let me make sure that the sound is working. Okay, well, for some reason the Bluetooth's not connecting, but whatever. I'm not too worried about. I'm not actually too worried about the Bluetooth, so we're just gonna go with this. So. Hope everyone's having a wonderful day on this January 6th. We might call this Future Independence Day. I don't know, guys. It's just crazy. I think some of you might be jumping in this just so we talk about seeing baby bunnies and chickens and such like that. So we'll mention a little bit about the craziness that's going on, and anybody that wants to talk anything about that, guys. It says external mic is disconnected. I want to double check something first. I want to make sure you guys can actually hear me. That's actually vitally important. Hearing me is what's important. So give me just a second so I make sure that the sound is working the way it's supposed to. That's actually vitally important. Hearing me is what's important. Okay, cool. I have another, if you guys are wondering, I have a phone that I make sure runs everything, so I can always come in the house and double check it and such. So okay, so let's get out there. Let's get some shit finished. By the way, guys, I am going to be streaming tonight. I was just going to do your typical Wednesday night stream, kind of like what the Tuesday night stream is, but Wednesday, which is we're renaming the Wednesday night stream, is called the Midnight Garden. So playing in the Midnight Garden, that's what my Wednesday night streams will be called. Tonight will be episode 1 of the Midnight Garden. So look forward to that. I know I'll probably be, there'll be less people watching right now because all the craziness, but I was excited. I did see it looks like there's about 150,000 people on DLive right now, which is pretty cool. So pretty excited to see all of the people on DLive and seeing how populated DLive can be. I mean, it's sad that it takes a crazy event like what's going on today, but it is cool to see that DLive is a source that a lot of people are going to. So to all my DLive friends that are there in DC, please be careful. I know you're not watching this now, but you might watch this in a replay. So I just want you guys to know that I'm praying for you. I hope that everything is, that you guys are healthy and things of that sort. And to everybody else watching today, we're going to go feed the chickens. We're going to go just do what we do every day here on the farm. We're going to talk a little bit about the craziness that's going on, but we're mostly just going to be focusing on the animals and why I homestead, why after today's event you guys should think about homesteading, why if you want to come move here to southern West Virginia, I can help you find land. I can help you, we can build good community. and together we can do some awesome stuff. There's Lisa. She's getting ready to feed everyone. She's taking everyone outside. I'm going to collect some water for her because that's the big thing that we need to be doing. Lisa, that one is still full of water.
Okay.
So
I still need another one.
yeah, I'll bring you another one, and I'll put you another one over by the bunnies and such.
Ooh, there's a lid.
There's a lid.
Listen,
Hey man, thanks for the follow. So welcome. So we're gonna go grab some water. So I was talking to my parents about this because me and my parents don't see eye to eye on a lot of things politically. So now for those that didn't know, I used to be far more of a lefty. I'm actually just very much a centralist. I tell people that I'm center zero. I'm a very much centralist. Actually, I'm fundamentally a localist first and foremost. I think your local government is the most important government that we should be focusing on, and that's the one that we should be worrying about. All of this pageantry that we're seeing is really just that. It's just to divide and conquer. The big TV stations love this going on right now because they're getting ad revenue and they're getting eyes on their channel. This is all just kind of what I expected to happen. It's all part of the crazy circus. It's all to distract us from what we really should be focusing on in life, and that's growing your own food, that's building community, it's being the best version of yourself you can, learning skills, doing things that actually impact the world. So you may wonder, but Doc, what do you do to impact the world? And while I don't do as much as I'd like, and there's far more I need to do to impact the world, the way I do impact the world is I do some mission work around here, so I help some people with different types of projects. We do composting toilets. I teach people homesteading here at the Mavis Institute, and just basic skills. Sometimes it's real as simple as just teaching people how to grow a tomato, and then other times it's a little bit more complicated, and that's what's great and functional about what we do here. And I'm always here as a resource for you guys. I'm here for a resource for you guys to just call, to give me a call. Again, if you call me, make sure you leave me a message, because I don't always, sometimes I'm busy, and unless I know exactly who's calling me, I don't always answer the phone. Sometimes I just let it go to voicemail because I got my hands busy, my hands dirty, busy doing stuff. But I'll call you back. But I also get a lot of telemarketer calls, so I don't always know the difference between a telemarketer call and someone calls me. So if you do end up calling me, leave me a message, and I will absolutely call you back to help you out with any question that you may have, or hook you up with anything that you may need to be hooked up with. Don't tell me to rotate screen, but I don't want to rotate screen. So right now we're just filling up water. As you see, we got a little dusting of snow, which is spectacular because I always like winter a little bit better when there's a little bit of snow. So I want to let you guys know, be careful of the pageantry that you follow. We will be following the rioting and whatever craziness happens tonight, because there will be craziness, especially now that there's a 6 o'clock curfew in DC. There'll be some craziness going on. So we'll be following that tonight. I'll be live streaming. We'll be bringing in some different people from lots of different perspectives. One of the things that I pride myself in is being surrounded by people that have completely different perspectives as myself. Things that we're not going to agree. I don't try to convince. Well, I do my best to not try to convince people. Yo, dude, how are you? I hope everything is well on your side of the world. And very good. By the way, daughter, I wanted to, if you're not part, I saw that you had mentioned before that you have pie, that you mine pie. You'll have to get a hold of me and let me know so we can add ourselves to the security team, because I make sure I mine pie every night. I make sure I'm very up to date with that, and having active users on your pie when it comes to streaming. We're talking crypto right now, for those that might be wondering. We're having active users that do with the pie mining. Helps raise the amount of pie that you get, and you can just add people that you're friends with and such. So You can hit me up with the email. With the email is xdrfirefly@gmail.com, or if you need my phone number, I'll give you that as well, which is how I mine off of that. But I think that's with mine and pie and such like that. Also wanted to let you know, daughter, that right now Binance, if you are doing trading through Bitcoin, or if you're doing trading, if you're doing trading through Binance right now, if you're using the Euro or the TRY, they're not actually charging any type of interest. So all your market trades are free. So that's actually a really good thing. You can really save. You can save a little bit of coinage that way too if you're trading on Binance right now. Definitely something to check out. And if you aren't, if you're not using Tron or you're not using ALGO, those are actually good ways to generate some staking revenue. So I've been staking both of those coins, and I've been making a little bit of money every day from staking those coins. So we're gonna do a whole crypto show after all of this craziness is over in the next couple weeks. I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna pick a day of the week that we're gonna regularly trade, and I'm gonna show you guys my techniques on how we trade and how I do crypto and such like that for those that might be interested. Since I view crypto as part of the homesteading, as part of my digital homesteading and regular homesteading type programs. So, and I haven't seen any new airdrops or anything interesting right now. But as soon as I do, I'll make sure I share it with you, daughter. So. Because always looking out for folks here on DLive, and you were one of the first people I started following here on DLive, and I very much like your gameplay. By the way, guys, if you're not checking him out, he does a lot of really fun game streams. You should check him out. So I'm guessing that's Turkish, which again, I don't have my phone, so I don't know my Turkish very well. I will need to learn more Turkish. So yeah, I watched some of the Congress getting overran and raided. It just feels LARPy, LARP to me, or it just feels like you're controlling a bunch of people to do exactly what you want them to do, so that they can do bad things this evening. But we'll be streaming and talking more about this evening, so we will see. Whew. Right now we're just kind of hanging out on the farm. And this is exactly where I want to be during all of this craziness. I wish that I could grab a couple of you guys and pick you up and drop you here on the farm too, because with all the craziness, I'd feel a lot more confident with some of you guys that I really like out there if you guys didn't have to worry about being in the chaos. Some of you city folks, some of you folks that are in areas. But one of the things I will tell you with all of the craziness, if they do end up doing some of the crazy stuff, like they start giving us lots of money, like one of the proposals that they talked about is giving us $200 a month or $2,000 a month and things of that sort. If they end up doing any of that craziness, I will start taking all of that money and I'll start using it to, now that we don't have debt, I'll start using that to be building housing and such here. So I'll have places for those of you out there to come escape here and help out on the farm and help out with all of the fun stuff. Because really, in general, this is what life's about. Life's about being out here on the farm, doing what you want to do, living life, making your own food, all that kind of, raising chickens, having bunnies, you know, wonderful. So thank you so much for the time. And so you can see bunnies and chickens and some ducks and all that kind of stuff. Okay, cool. So the spinning back and around and such like that. So yeah, I've actually got, you know, it's funny that you mentioned that. I've actually got my dreads caught in some weird things that I've never thought about. And so like as I do certain things now on the farm and do certain things homesteading, keeping track of what my dreads are, where my dreads are going and what they do. Like I don't know how many times that I've been feeding animals and such like that, and my dreads have been dipped into water or dipped into grossness, and then I've had to clean them out. It's just kind of gross. There are aspects of dreads that are gross. I will let you guys know that. But since I do dreads for spiritual reasons, something I started a handful of years ago when I decided to practice particular aspects of that. So. But yeah, dreads are interesting. So let me spin this camera around again. Particular phone, while the audio and everything works well, sometimes the it just doesn't have the same type of processing speed that the other phone did. And since this is now my backup phone, this is kind of what we've lived to. But I want to show you guys this. I want to show you, if you guys saw me working on the earthworks dam the last couple days, so you guys can see that this is really holding up really well. The rocks I've put around here on the edge is stopping. Now, of course, I do need to, in the spring, we'll need to definitely spring this out. But as you guys can see, the ducks are pretty happy. The reason that's at a tilt like that right there is that so I can adjust, I can turn that left and right, and I can adjust the water level. Right now it's about perfect because it's not spilling over the dam. So I'll be able to bring the level all the way up, all the way around, and it'll just be good. This bunny, for those that don't know this guy, that one's name's Michael Jackson, or MJ is what we call it. It's because he's got the one white paw. But this guy is a survivor, man. Like, he was all beat up one day. He had a big chunk taken out of him, and we doctored him up and made him better. But he lives outside. He chose to live outside. He's got a couple scars from his adventures outside, but I don't know why it keeps telling. Right now it's telling me the internet's unstable, so I don't know if it gets a little janky or, you know, wavy for any of you guys right now. If it does, I'm sorry. I have a new streaming phone coming soon. Hopefully, crossing my fingers. I have a new streaming phone coming soon. I'm either getting the V50 or the V60. I just have to do a little bit of crypto trading, because I try not to buy anything in debt. I try not to go in debt. Once me and Lisa got out of debt, we do our very best to not go back into debt. So I work till we can pay up what we need to pay, and then we purchase what we need. So let's walk in here. Let's say hi to Lisa, see what she's doing in here.
Hello.
How's everything going in here, Lisa? Do you need anything? I brought you a water up to the barn.
Okay, thank you.
So, did you give Sylvia food yet?
I did.
Okay. That's the bunny barn, guys. Lisa's in there feeding the bunnies in the bunny barn. I guess we can walk out here and we can go check out the baby bunnies. Let me spin the camera around real fast. And every time I spin oh, wow, it didn't lag that time. Spectacular. Let's say hi to Sylvia. Right, Miss Sylvia? Coming to say hi to you. Sylvia is our 600-pound pig. She is our guard animal. She does a wonderful job of keeping all of the bad things away. Pigs have a particular smell, and so they do a wonderful job of keeping bears and other things away. So she is how old will Sylvia be this year? Sylvia will be 9 years old in June. So still have no idea what the life expectancy of pigs are. I've been having a really tough time figuring it out, because most people don't keep pigs, especially meat pigs and such like this, for very long. So I've heard the range is between 8 years and like 40 years. So So let's go down. Let's go say hi to the baby. Let's go say hi down to the baby ducks, or the baby rabbits, because that's, you know, what also is very exciting. Also, by the way, guys, another reminder. I will be streaming this evening, especially after 6 o'clock. We'll be picking a couple streams. We'll be doing some commentary. If any of you want to get on stream and you also just want to join us in the commentary and watch the stream, make sure you join the Discord. Everybody will be welcome to join in and have part of our roundtable conversation about what's going on. Doesn't matter your views. You can be left, right, center. I don't care. The more, the merrier. It's kind of like a we're kind of having a party, is what tonight is about. So yeah, and Sun Bear. Oh, and Sun Bear, anytime you see us in a anytime that you see us in any type of Discord, you are welcome to join into that. So the idea behind Discord is just for all of us to get together and have a good time. We were probably playing Minecraft last night, is what we were doing. But you are always welcome, and this is to everyone out there. If you see us in Discord, you'll see me, you'll see Mark Boggs, you'll see a bunch of other people. Anytime you're in there, you are welcome to jump in. That is the purpose of my Discord, is for us to get together and just enjoy each other's company and have great conversations with each other. And so most everybody in Discord understands that. And so if you're in one of the public rooms, it's just welcome to jump in. So if you guys can see, let me spin the camera around. All of the crazy bunnies that were born. So Lisa counted about 12, but we got some super fluffy ones like that guy right there. And we got some normal, typical ones. A lot of little cute black ones. So this is absolutely a crazy bunny phenomenon. But that one right there, man, that guy, he's coming in with me. If he spins back around this way, he's kind of a brown guy with a little bit of grayish tint to him, but he's also a lion head. He's I don't normally like to pick favorites, but man, is he just he's absolutely cute and adorable. And again, all these guys are cute and adorable. That's the whole reason why baby bunnies are just absolutely spectacular. But as you see, very soon now we will have to be moving some of these bunnies out because they are starting to get a little too crowded in here. But right now, since they're babies and it's cold outside, it's okay that they're in here and all being able to huddle up and stay nice and warm. But once they get a little bit older, we've got some other enclosures ready for them, ready to go. As you guys, these are the adults, and these are the babies. And by the way, every bunny born in here was born in 2020. As exciting and crazy as that sounds. So. Oh, and Sun Bear, by the way, if you have any friends that you would like to join the Discord, you are welcome to send them an invite. Discord is welcome for everybody. It doesn't matter if you're a normie. It doesn't matter if you're a lefty. It doesn't matter where you fall in the spectrum. Everybody is welcome in my Discord. The more differing opinions that we have, the better it actually is for everyone. So just to keep that in mind. You might see some opinions on there. Everything on the Discord I don't necessarily agree with, but the idea is that we all just find a good time, and we all figure out ways to have great conversations together, and just rebuild community, because that's what my purpose is. My purpose here is to help us rebuild community and to just find people. Everybody has something that they're awesome at. Everybody has a skill. Even if you're looking at yourself and you're just like, I don't really know what I'm good at yet, it just means you haven't found it yet. That means that together we can figure out what you're awesome at. You can teach me stuff. I'm excited about that. I'm excited to learn from all of you. I'm excited for all of us to find out the skills that we all have. And that's the purpose of my Discord. So but yeah, Sun Bear, we Wednesday nights, like I said, we're gonna do our Discord. We're gonna do our that's our new show, Midnight in the Garden. And it's just it's a show we do. We talk about lots of random stuff. You are absolutely welcome to join that and to give your opinion and to tell us what you think, or to add into the subject matter if there's something that you think we need to be talking about. That's the purpose of that show, is to make everything better. See, this is a little guy. I love him. He's so awesome. So, awesome, cute little guy. Super fluffy. Kind of matches my beard, you know, kind of has a kind of a scruffy beard. Only thing is he's got a sad face. He's definitely have a frowny face. He's a frowny face bunny, but he's so cute. Yes, that was hay in my mouth, and yes, that was hay that probably the bunnies have been running around on for a while. So, I'm going to put this here. I'm trying to leave this ready, set, go for Lisa.
What are you doing?
I was open. We all wanted to check out the cute baby bunnies, and I wanted to hold my baby bunny, so.
You claim one?
Yes, he's mine. No, he's cool. He's my buddy. That gray, I claim the gray one, that really cool one. That's the.
It's the fluffy. It's that one.
No, that's not that guy.
Oh.
That guy's a homer.
Okay, I saw the homer.
Yeah, that guy's a homer one, and
Pouty face one.
it's the pouty face one. Yeah, it's the pouty face one. But there is a lot in here that are going to be like kind of Angora. Like, look at this black guy. He's very, not that black guy, but there's a couple black guys in here that are very, very Angora.
Yeah, because their dad was fluffy. You guys good?
What is the temperature right now?
Well, it's kind of a sleet coming down, so I'd say it's probably about 34, 34-ish.
Yeah, Lisa, we'll go walk up in just a second. I'll go check, but Lisa's guess is 34 degrees Fahrenheit, which would be, for those in the UK or those over in Oz, that would be roughly about 1 Celsius. But if you follow freedom measurements, it's about 34. So all the bunnies are super excited. They are ready. They are ready for stuff. You know, I actually love cold temperatures. So, especially when there's snow on the ground, it just makes the cold that much better. So, these guys are a little thirsty.
I'm coming.
Here's this is another little cute guy. So, he's another little fluffy little black guy. He's a little bit more squirmy than the other guy is. So we'll put him back because he's not ready to.
Well, will you hand me their water? And
It's right there. I already pulled it out for you.
Oh, there. I was like.
I already pulled the water out for you. I already pulled the full food out for you. I can put both of those in. That is the one thing that I do love about the winter, is that when there's snow on the ground, especially here in the mountains, it does feel magical. And if you're in Florida, I'm sorry, you just really don't understand how spectacular winter is. Now I can understand if you're not someone that's used to the cold. That if you're not someone that's used to the cold does take a little bit of time to acclimate to, but it really doesn't take as long as you would think. Lisa, when you moved from North Carolina and you lived in Vermont and stuff like that, it didn't take you that long to acclimate, did it?
I went from Georgia.
Well, you went from Georgia, yeah.
Yeah.
You see this guy?
You see how little that one is?
He's got a couple white paws.
Hey, just like your dad. Dad had those.
Okay, you've lived in North Carolina. Okay, cool. So, if you, I think you had mentioned before you're talking about moving to Tennessee or moving to West Virginia.
Should I put a little more or what?
Yeah, put a little bit more. Yeah, if you were moving to Tennessee or West Virginia, it's definitely going to be a little bit colder than where you were in North Carolina, unless you were maybe near Mount Mitchell or maybe near Nashville. But
It took about a season to acclimate.
Lisa said it took her about a season.
You need to learn how to dress in layers, that's all. Dress like an onion, not a nut. That's the golden rule.
Yeah, the internet, I have noticed that the internet has been, especially D-Live's internet, has been a little weird lately. I've been seeing a lot of lag and such with D-Live's internet. Let's go walk over. I told you guys I was going to tell you what the temperature was outside, so let me walk over and tell you the official flat top temperature here in Flat Top. And again, Sun Bear, I think I mentioned this before, but if you're up this way later this summer, I'm actually about 5 minutes off of 77. If you really want to see, just type in Mavis Manor under Google Maps, Mavis Manor WV, West Virginia, and you guys can see exactly where I live. So I'm going to tell you, daughter, I'll give you the temperature in both, because I've gotten the habit of telling temperatures in both now, in freedom measurement and Celsius. So right now it's 26 degrees Fahrenheit, and it is about -3 or so. Yeah, about -2, -3 Celsius. So 24, yeah, about 26 Fahrenheit, -2, -3 Celsius. The only thing I'm not good at is the inches and millimeters. I haven't quite got that. The Celsius and Fahrenheit I've almost got down in my head, that I can just pretty much repeat one and the other one comes up pretty easily. But I haven't got inches and Celsius. I haven't got inches and centimeters just yet. It does look cold. Lisa, it was 26.
Oh.
So it's a little colder than you thought. So there's the Bunny apartments. If you guys are wondering, all of these, we have them wrapped in plastic. We have them wrapped in like greenhouse plastic, and that keeps them extra warm. But bunnies, since they're already wearing fur coats, since they're already wearing fur coats and such like that. So yeah, I used to run. That's my house, built in 1897. It used to be ran as a bed and breakfast for. Well, we did that for about 10 years, right, Elisa?
You did it longer than I was here.
Yeah. So I did it for about 10 years. Lisa did it for right around 7 or 8.
Maybe 7.
About 7 years. And then after that we decided to do the stuff with the farm, and so that's why it's the Mavis Institute now, where we teach people farming. And like I mentioned earlier, we're going to be building more cabins, and we're going to be building more like lodging and such like that, so we can start having more people come here and stay here on a regular basis, and we can start teaching people skills, or maybe get some interns in here and start teaching people stuff, and getting people the skills that they need to be able to go out and homestead on their own and learn basic skills. And again, it might not be 100% living off the grid. You might only ever get to 20% living off the grid, or you might only get to 2%, or you might get to 80%. It doesn't really matter. Every step closer you're getting, it's better for you. As long as you're enjoying your life and you're living in the most luxurious, most best version of yourself that you can, that's the key to life, man. The key to life is being happy, is not being so angry all the time. And, if you're watching some of the other channels, you'll see the people out there protesting, and they'll be angry, and they have rights to be angry. But in general, if those people were spending the time on skills, learning the skills that they need, and learning how to educate people properly, we could be taking back all of the craziness that the corporations and that the big governments and that the swamp and all that kind of stuff, we could be taking it back, because we are what our founding fathers used to do, having control of our own destiny, growing our own food, not relying on the corporations. And don't get me wrong, I actually am relying on corporations a little bit, because there is supplies that I need that I haven't quite learned. But every step we get closer to not relying on Amazon, to not relying on Walmart, to not relying on all those crazy things, the better it is for all of us. So each of us take our little step, figure out ways to be a little bit better version of yourself, and figure out ways to make the world just a little bit better. It's your local community, maybe with your friends, maybe just with your family. So this is the handy barn, guys. If you've not seen the handy barn before, here we are in the handy barn. You can see some chickens hanging out up there. That's one of the buildings that was gifted to us by some of our friends, and then we kind of modified it. We were going to turn it into a greenhouse, but then we had plenty more ducks and such like that, so we just opted to make it a new duck home. So thanks for the follow, man. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick walk out to the market garden area. We're going to talk a little bit about the market gardening, what our plan is, what you guys should be doing when it comes to gardening and such like that, and just, you know, all around good time. A lot of bad juju going on in the world right now. And it's important for us to counteract a little bit of that bad juju with good juju. Yeah, no worries. No worries. I have a very high octane voice, so I take no insult. I am not insulted at all with people misgendering me or thinking that I'm something I'm not, so. So let me spin this back around so we don't have to. Maybe that's true, man. Maybe it is. My balls are actually rather chilly right now because it is only 26 Fahrenheit out right now, or negative 2°C. So you could be correct. So what we're doing is we're gonna head out over this way to the market garden area. I hope I'm back. I hope that it didn't freeze and that you didn't lose everything I have to say. Because like I said, the internet is just so those are some of the trees we planted last year. So hopefully those will turn up. Those are the ones we got free from the Arbor Day Society. Always try to plant quite a few trees. Next year, I have big plans to plant a couple thousand trees. I used to plant about 5,000 trees a year. So, why am I in the woods? Well, let's see. So that's my mountain up there. So I have 33 acres here. This is my hay field. I planted every one of those pine trees that you see, except for that big one. I planted every one of those pine trees. So right now we're heading out to where the future market garden is going to be. This is where last year I grew some stuff. This coming year we're going to be growing quite a bit more stuff. We'll be setting up a farmer's market right there in front of my building. Right there off of the road. That's Route 19. For those that might be interested, that's Route 19. That runs right in front of my house. So, but all of this area right here will be the future market gardens where we'll be growing mostly crops that'll be focusing on generating revenue for us. So, and great things like that. So these are my cheap way to build I did a class earlier this year to show you how to build really, really inexpensive low tunnels. If you guys are just curious, just so you guys can see, this is actually this is conduit. This is probably one of the cheapest. This is one of the cheapest places to, one of the cheapest ways to do that. So, yeah, Sun Bear, it absolutely changes based on your particular environment because you want to make sure, that you don't have something that a bunch of other people are having, so you're not competing as much. And so you also want to make sure something that grows and very profitable in your particular area. So, and yes, a farmer's market is where you buy cheap farmers. So when you find me some more cheap farmers, I'd like to purchase a few more. I could use a few more cheap farmers here. So, I can see the fun chaos already occurring. So, and then these are, I don't know if you guys can see these right here. These are some of the places that we put the marker things. So a book is something made from those. So if you cut down those, you can actually make books. Or right there, see, future bookmaking on that truck, future bookmaking. No, actually, that's probably future wood for cabinets and such like that. So, the truck timing was absolutely perfect. It was. I agree. I absolutely agree. A tree book. It sounds like sorcery. It is sorcery. Books are just sorcery. They're knowledge that we put down into paper. That is just dead trees, and we write words on those, and crazy stuff happens. You see a kangaroo. That would be cool. I've not ever seen a kangaroo here. So if you do, point it out to me. I see there's right up there, there's cows. By the way, guys, that is the right there. We're gonna walk over that way because I know you guys had heard me talk some more about this. So this is the house that at some particular point I would love to be able to purchase. It's currently for sale. They're asking way more than they should for it, but so you can see the main house there, and then there's a little cabin back there. And if I end up snagging that, maybe crypto will do me well, and I can snag that, and then I'll be able to do some lodging and such in there. And if I don't do that, and if I fundraise and buy the house for the nonprofit, then I would actually use that for vacation rental, or I would use that for interns or people that are coming to learn for particular classes. We would be using that for purposes of that. This house is also for sale at some point. Maybe at some point that house will also be for sale, and then I can pick up that, and that would be spectacular as well. But here, what you guys are looking at pretty much downtown Flat Top. So, you know, as you guys can see, it's a quiet little community. You want to see how quiet it is? This is how quiet of a community is, right smack in the middle of my field. We've got an old, small little cemetery, so you can see the people that were planted. You can see the people that were planted right there. So, we should probably head back to see what Lisa's doing, because as I'm wandering off, as she's doing all the work like normal. You might have found the listing online, Sun Bear. It's about 3 acres. It's about 3 acres in Flat Top. So everybody's trying to move away from me, doctor. Yeah, no, everybody's trying to move away. Everybody's just dying. No one's moving away. It's just I'm surrounded by a bunch of old people. West Virginia is just full of absolute old people. Yeah, it is absolutely priced high. So especially for this area, Sun Bear, it is absolutely priced high. So honestly, that house on about 3 acres should be priced at right around $100,000, would be a fair price. So that house I do hope goes up for sale sometime soon. But this field up there, you guys can see that giant field up there. It's about 100 acres or so. That's actually going to go up for sale in the next like 2 or 3 years. So when that goes up for sale, I've got some. I'm actually trying to save up a little bit now for that. So if that gets to that particular point, then I'll snag it. Yeah, here in Appalachia, property should be a lot cheaper. So I have that house. It's 4,000 square feet. I have 33 acres, and we can only get our house appraised for about $325,000. So, and my house is about 4,000 square feet, built in 1897, and we've got that building right there, but still can only get it appraised for about $325 or so, you know, give or take. Did I meet Dolly Parton? No, I have not met Dolly. She's not in my basement. No, I don't keep Dolly Parton in my basement. So hopefully it'll unfreeze if it frozen on you guys. So like I said, guys, part of the reason is I'm using a different phone. At least the chat's not freezing as much as it used to. But my main phone that I did streaming on has a Oh no, Dan, you are 100% correct. So that is the purpose. And also I have it zoned as agricultural. So that also keeps the taxes low. I'm actually just about to lower taxes again here. So on my 33 acres and my house, our taxes are about $2,000 a year. So once I get some stuff reclassified, we should be able to lower that down to about 1,200 here on the farm. And then if once all the property gets completely paid off, once you get everything with the property paid off, I'm actually thinking I'm going to put this under the business of the nonprofit. And then once I get that established as a nonprofit, then I can pretty much get rid of property taxes. So kind of like how churches and such do. So my glasses don't fog up because I've been outside long enough. And I'm also not wearing a mask. But yeah, no, I've been outside long enough that's why my glasses don't fog up. So I've wore glasses long enough. Now, what's crazy is I actually don't need to wear glasses. I actually wear glasses to sharpen my vision. Like, I can see just fine without glasses on. But personally, I think I look older without glasses on. And so a lot of you have not seen me not wearing glasses because I usually always wear my glasses. Every once in a while I'll do... No, they're not fake. They actually enhance my vision. When I'm wearing glasses, I actually have 20/15 vision, so I'm better than normal. And I actually do need glasses to wear when I drive because I do have a stigma. I do have a stigma so that when street lights, or car lights, if I don't have my glasses on, car lights look ginormous, where if I put my glasses on, they look back to pinpoint. But if I take my glasses off and I'm driving at night, like sometimes it makes it really hard to see. So I actually mostly wear my glasses for that. That right there, no, that's our hay tent. That's where we keep hay. We'll walk over if you want to see what the hay tent looks like. So I don't heat any of my outbuildings. So see, just a hay tent, just keep some hay in here. So, and then there's the bunny, that's the bunny building. That's where the bunnies live. So, and then we're going to walk down here. We're going to say hi to Sylvia again, because I see she's wanting to say hi to everyone. Right, Miss Sylvia? Yeah, we can go see the bunnies again. We'll walk over, we'll go down to see the bunnies. So, Cradle to the Grave Bear, hello, welcome. So we're gonna walk over and see the, why would I try to make the pig barf? I don't know if I've ever seen a pig throw up. She'll eat anything. Okay, she won't eat carrots. She won't eat carrots. She refuses to eat carrots. She does not like things that are orange. So, but pigs are pretty amazing. She's one of my #1 guard animals here on the property. So she keeps the bears away. She keeps the coyotes away. She really does a good job of protecting my farm. Yeah, no, yeah, Sun Bear, she will not eat carrots. She will actually, if we put carrots inside her food, she will carefully pick out the carrot and she will spit it over to the side. It is absolutely insane. Like, out of everything that she'll eat, and she'll eat some crazy stuff, carrots are something that you can put it, mix it in with the food, or even just shavings of carrots. She'll spit out the shavings of carrots. Like, if we have leftover food and such like that. So, it is just crazy. There's nothing else that she does that except for carrots. So here is, you wanted to see the baby bunnies. So let me get you guys in here so you guys can see the baby bunnies. You got a couple guys eating right there. These are the little babies. We'll go in the other barn and check out the other guys in just a few minutes. So, if I threw a dead body in there, would she eat it? Yes. Yes, she would. So let's let me close this up. Let's go see the other let's go see the young chickens. Some of you have watched them grown up, and then we'll also go and we'll see the other batch of baby bunnies that we have that Lisa's in there currently feeding. By the way, guys, if I know there might be a few new people, if you guys don't belong to my Discord and you guys want to jump in and hang out with us on the Discord, it's !Discord. You guys are welcome to jump on that, have a good time. We talk about a variety of stuff. We also talk about farming and talk about lots of silly stuff. So let's head on in here. Oh, let me show you guys, because some of you might have been wondering. So this is the beehive that's still alive. So the other day I saw some bees flying in and out from there, and then as you guys can see, there's a little lever. There's a little area right here where they can get in and out. So the bees were doing fine and such like that. So we got one bee. We got one hive left from everything this year. So that's great. Great news. Even though I was hoping to have more than one, but no, bees don't die off in the winter. Actually, what usually kills bees is high moisture or lack of food, and all of our bees have both of that. It's just what's happening is we have colony collapse disorder happening here, mostly because we have a bunch of cell towers. This is my speculation. Mostly because we have a bunch of cell towers nearby, and the bees that aren't born here on the property don't exactly know how to do that. So how do bees stay warm? That's a great question. So what bees do is during the winter months, they actually clump up into a ball, and they all stay around the queen, and they stay nice, close, tucked in together, and they stay warm in that particular way. So, yeah, Sun Bear, that's the only, out of the 4 hives that I started off with here, that's the only hive I have left. So, those are guineas, so that's the only hive I have left. So we'll see. I'm crossing my fingers, and I'm hoping that it does well this year. So, if it does, when I buy more bees, the main thing I'm going to be focusing on next year is doing walkaway splits. That's creating bees that were born here on the property, and with the idea that hopefully they will do better. And we're also going to be doing some other experiments. Every year we do a little bit of experiments here on the lab, and we try to figure out different ways to make the bees survive as best as possible. So here in the barn, so this is the pallet barn. We built this entire barn from wooden pallets, and then we also, I'll show you guys, where can I show you the wooden pallets? I don't know if I've got any spot left open to show you the wooden pallets at the moment. But then what we also do is, because we had an ample amount of feed bags, we cut open the feed bags, and we use this as a way to insulate it as well. And then between the wooden pallets, we have hay. We have hay and such tucked away, so that's one way to keep it. And it's always quite a bit warmer in here. So do they lay eggs? Yes. We always have plenty of eggs in here. Let me see. I'm going to check. Oh, Lisa's already collected a few eggs, so which is spectacular. So you guys can see some of the eggs that we have collected already. So I'm curious. I'm going to pop this right here for just a second. So so eggs come out of the cloaca, because everything that a duck does, and actually everything a duck and a chicken does, is actually technically one hole that separates out a particular thing. So here's one of the green eggs. So just to show you what the color difference is. These are Easter eggers or Americanas. So you guys can see the brown egg, and then you guys can see the green egg. And they really do lay green eggs. We also have eggs of slightly different color. Yes, all of our eggs are technically fertile, because all of our cages they also have roosters and such in them. All of the enclosures in here that we keep all the chickens. So all the chickens that you see in all the enclosures, those are all the bantams. And the reason they are is they're far more vulnerable to the predators and such like that. But each of these enclosures. So if you guys can see each of these enclosures, what we do with these enclosures is they're modular. So Lisa built most of these to be set up so that we can pick up and we can move. And so if you dig down here, you'll see we do a deep litter tactic. You'll see that there's plastic under here. This is where usually we pull this up, and that's where they can, when we take this outside, they can get fresh grass. And then we turn these into chicken tractors that we move around throughout the spring months. And then during the winter months, we bring them in here, we put a layer of plastic down, then we do a deep litter. Then we do a deep litter tactic that gets them through the winter, makes us some really spectacular soil to put down. So, and, you know, and then every year we just go through that cycle, and we're always getting fresh new dirt that we can use to do some awesome stuff with. So, let me walk over here since Lisa has this open. I'll close this, Lisa.
If you get the hooks, we can move some of these guys because they need to be moved.
Okay. So these are some of the young chickens that hatched this year. These are the ones that for those that watched it a couple months ago and watched the reverse Easter egg hunt. So the reverse Easter egg hunt was where we had a bunch of chickens, a bunch of baby chickens that were born up right behind me in that hay thing. They jumped down, and we just had to end up catching them, and then we gave them to a silkie mom, because silkies are one of the very, very best hens to raise chicks with. And I do suggest, I really suggest raising your baby chickens and such with hens, because it teaches them how to be a chicken better. Because sometimes chickens, they get dumb and they forget how to be chickens, or they get so reliant on other things. So right now I'm up here in our little junk pile that we keep up here, and I'm looking for our box of
There's actually a lot of language that goes on when they're putting eggs.
Yeah, and Lisa also pointed out, we think that the chickens learn a whole lot from when they're in an egg, how to communicate with other chickens, possible, because they hear certain noises.
The mom makes certain noises, so then they're used to the mom's noise when she's sitting on them.
Yeah, and like Lisa was just saying, incubated babies, they act different. We've noticed that a lot. Like even farm-raised chickens, like the ones that you buy from Murray McMurray or some of the other chicken places, they just act a little bit different. So, yeah, Damatra, there's a lot, there is a lot of streamers on DLive right now, and it is amazing to see that there's it looks like there's a couple 100,000 people currently on DLive right now, and I find that absolutely exciting and amazing all at the same time. Yes, Sun Bear, I absolutely prefer, we have an incubator, but we don't use it for anything. We let our silkies raise our ducks. We let our silkies raise our chickens. We let our silkies raise our quail, and we let our silkies raise our guineas. And we've noticed that just makes it, they not only do better, but we don't need as much electric, and they just seem to be smarter and better if we do all of that. So, a silkie is a particular kind of chicken. We will go back in there in a second, and I will show you what a silkie looks like. Right now, I'm looking for a particular box that has all of our hinges in it, which should be this box right here. Yeah, no, the ducks. What's funny, Dan, as the ducks get bigger and bigger than the silkie, they get really confused. But it's also kind of cool because the ducks then learn chicken language. And so as they get older, they also learn duck language, but then they also know chicken language. And so it's they kind of understand both. And so here on the farm, it's a really nice balance between the two of them. So here, Lisa, I found the hinges. So, well, you know, Dan, it's really funny. The only downfall to raising chickens and ducks together is that it also then does they get confused on who they're supposed to jump, and so a lot of times you'll see the chickens, they'll jump the duck hens and vice versa, and it's just really it also can be really interesting. So you'll see now nothing will happen between them because their species are just too separate that, you know, it's just they don't have the same pieces and parts to work properly. But it is really funny to see that happen. And you're just like, what's crazy sometimes is you'll see you'll see them stack. So you'll see a duck and then a chicken, then a duck, and you're just like, what is going on there? And you just gotta shake your head, and you're just like, oh man, you just don't, silly thing. So if you guys can see everybody walking around right now, we got a bunch of people going down here on the floor and such like that. No, I would say that I would say no, they don't, because usually you castrate them. So you just pretty much cut off their balls. You wouldn't even circuit out. You wouldn't even go with that kind of stuff. You just cut it off. So you guys can see, I would spin the camera around, but this seems to not lock it up as best. So you guys can see everybody just hanging out down there doing their thing here in the barn. So how many chickens do we have? I should know this count. I think we have about 70 chickens. Lisa, how many ducks do you think we have? Okay, so we probably have about 40 or 50. 40 or 50 ducks. Yeah. So we've got about 15. We've got about 15. We've got about 15 guineas. We have one chikar, and then we have about, I think I figured out. Well, now that Lisa told me that there's about 12 in there, so we've got close to about 80 bunnies. We've got and we've got one pig, and then this year, or late spring, something like that, we'll be adding a sheep to our mix. So the sheep is the next animal that we've researched and adding that.
As far as the incubator inquiry,
so
we try not to hatch. We're trying to hatch.
So that's a guinea right there. Next to that chicken. So of course the guinea flies away. So I was going to show you a guinea, but that one. So a guinea fowl, it's a bird. It's native to Africa. So there's a guinea right there. They're really good guard animals. They have a horn on their head. They pretty much remind you of dinosaurs. So they're pretty much dinosaurs. But they are one of the best alarm systems that you possibly can have. The French love to eat them. They lay eggs, and they lay really tough eggs. So they're really hard to break. So I guess I can show you guys with this guy. So let me put this up here. I'm gonna set you guys right here for just a second. So it's been a little while since I've shown you guys the trick. So there's a reason why I am called the Master of Cocks. So you get yourself a nice big rooster. And I want to show you guys some of the tricks for some of you that don't realize like how actually nice and friendly roosters can be, but how there's some tricks that you need to do from early days to get your rooster to not attack you or to attack anybody around you. Since the light is blaring right there, I'm going to put this right here so you guys can be able to see everything better, and I can explain to you some stuff. So here's a rooster. So one of the things that you want to do when you have yourself a rooster is for when they're young or even when they're older, you want to be able to put your hand over their face, like you see me doing here. What this is doing is you want to be able to grab their combs, and you want to be able to grab their gobbles. So So when you grab their combs and you grab their cobbles, what you're doing is you're pretty much showing dominance. So what I'm doing here is I'm showing that I am in control. So the idea behind this is this way he never comes and attacks me. He always knows that when he sees me, I can do this at any time. I can control everything he does. These are also things that they use a lot when they're fighting. So, and as you guys can see, you know, he's just very calm. So I let him walk through that way because I squeezed him a little too hard on the wing, and so I thought I would just let him walk that way. But as you guys can see, very calm. I was able to pick him right back up, and he's just kind of just chilling. So that's the idea, is you want to be able to have control over your chickens. If you can't pick up one of your roosters, then you need to spend some time to be able to pick them up. You want to be able to move them around. You want to be able to inspect their wings. You want to be able to inspect their feet. And the reason for that is because you never know if your chicken's sick or anything like that, or gets caught up in something, and you don't want them to be stressed out a lot. So you want to be able to do that kind of stuff. You know, they don't like this kind of stuff, but you want to be able to stick your finger in their mouth. So if you need to put something down their throat. So
it also depends on what kind of farm you're raising. So.
Yeah, and this is for people homesteading or backyard chickens, or people that's going to have kids, or people that are going to allow people on their farm. That's actually the whole that's the whole purpose of this. So does it hurt him? No. No, grabbing his gobble, sticking my finger in his mouth. Nothing that I'm doing is actually hurting him. So.
Hurting his pride.
So with the young chickens, what we pretty much do is we pick up most of our chickens, and we spend time with the chickens. Sometimes some chickens we've spent a lot more time with, so, and sometimes we don't. And so, but the idea is if you have a chicken that you're neglecting a little bit, then you need to definitely make sure you give your chicken a little bit of extra loving, some stroking. You know, spend plenty of time.
Well, it's become non-personal.
So Sun Bear, the idea is from a very young age, you're always wanting to grab them. You want to pick them up. You want to handle them as much as possible. And then as they get older, you just want to continue on with that tactic. And you want to make sure that you always are in control. You want them to know that when they see you, that you are the master, that you're the head rooster, that you are the one in charge. And then once they get used to seeing humans are the ones in charge, then they don't even attack. They don't attack little people, or they don't attack other people, because they just see humans as the hierarchy on the farm. And so they know to jump back into the support role.
Unless you're a little kid with sparkly shoes.
So, and I don't know if you've noticed, but there's actually a couple chickens running around in the barn. So I usually have multiple roosters together, and so they work out a balance of who's in charge and who's in second. And I do suggest making sure you always have at least two. Make sure you always have at least 2 roosters on the farm. And once you have that balance, out of multiple chickens in your farm, you'll actually find out that one chicken will be the attack rooster. He'll go on attack, and the other one will round up the hens and bring them back and keep them for safety. So I think he was talking about Lift of Ale stream, which Lift of Ale is another really good channel here on DLive. I'm not exactly sure what happened. That's who he was talking about. So for those that don't know. I don't have any babies at the moment, but I do have some young ones. So depending on how many eggs, or if you're going to eat your chickens, the idea when it comes to homesteading chickens and that kind of stuff, if you're just going it for eggs and such like that, I would say probably about 7 hens and 2 roosters is a good mix if you're just looking for eggs. If you're looking to eat them, then you probably need to double that amount. So, because you want to make sure that you're always recycling and you have enough diversity in your stock, and if wild animals get to it, and then however many you're going to choose to eat and such like that. So that would be something that I would consider. And you need to know what kind of chickens you're going to have too. And depending on the kind of chickens that you're going to have, some chickens lay really good eggs and some don't. Let me grab one of the silkies. So you were asking what a silkie looked like. And since we need to chase out one of these guys. So here's one of, this is a showgirl. This actually got a naked neck, but this is a particular kind of silkie. So this is a hen. So let me show you, if you guys can see, it kind of, their fur, or their feathers look more like a fur. So it's kind of like a fluffy, you guys can see. So the reason why, this is part of the reason why silkies, and these are called showgirls, or we call them St. Patrick's. And this is a really good example because this one's got a nice big poof on her head. Really good hens, really good layers, and they're just kind of fun. Which cage does this one go in? Here, switch me up. Switch up. So here's another. This is another silky. This is without the So this is called a splash. So they're also really nice. They're also really nice chickens. Again, these are what I usually suggest. Everybody that's going to homestead, you should at least get a couple silky hens because they will be your incubator. They will raise all of your animals up for you. The downfall to silkies is if they see anything that they think they can incubate, they will spend time trying to incubate it. They are the most broody out of all chickens, and broody means that they want to sit on eggs, they want to have babies.
And if they don't have eggs, they sit anyway.
Yeah, and sometimes if they don't have eggs, they will sit anyways. I've heard other people say that they'll sit on rocks, they'll pull rocks in, they'll sit on rocks. They are just the, they'll hatch anything. So, one of my favorite things about silkies though is they will literally hatch anything. And it doesn't matter how big the egg is. They will try to sit on it and they will try to hatch it. So, including duck, geese. I've heard people doing swans under silkies. Even though the swan egg is huge, the silkie will just try to do everything it can to sit on it. We've raised quail under silkies. It's just silkies are your incubator and your mom or your farm. So one of the very best that you should have. Everybody should have a silkie or two on their homestead and their farm. So. Here, Lisa, I'm going to give it to you for just a second. If you talk to him.
Huh?
I need to go pee. If you just talk to him for just a second.
I don't want to be on camera. We'll just walk around and find Ducky. There he is. Hey, Ducky. Hi. Big hug. Do a little show and tell. Hi. Hey, buddy. Hi. You want to be a rock star? Yeah. Nope. Now they're all gonna be nervous. It's fine. No worries. Okay, good. You're back. I just was walking around with you.
Okay. Oh, they're asking which one's your favorite, Lisa.
Favorite what?
Whatever you were showing.
Well, my favorite duck is Ducky. Ducky! This guy. Because Ducky's got a bum leg. Well, you can't see it.
So that's
And because I pay so much attention to him when he was a baby, he kind of is right up my feet all the time. Rightfully so. Carmen is the most beautiful, and because of that, when he was a baby, I paid attention to him more, unfortunately. And the bad part about that is that he competes with Ducky for my attention, which is not always a good thing. There used to be another handicap chicken that would want my attention all the time too, and then Ducky would get upset with the chicken, and then Carmen would get upset with Ducky, and it was a big mess every time I walked in the barn. My favorite chicken should probably pass away. Well, of course so. The chipmunk is my favorite chicken, but everybody else is on the equal page. And then the rabbit, inside bunnies, but outside bunny, there's one Gracie, and yeah, those are all my favorite animals. See, look, he gets so jealous over me.
Yes, Sun Bear, you'll find out when you have multiple animals, there does actually turn into be duck and chicken and a bunch of drama. It's actually really interesting. It doesn't, you'd think you'd get away from it in the wild world, but you actually don't. There is still drama running around in the real, in the real aspect of the world. So. Yeah, hierarchy is absolutely everywhere. It is actually really interesting how that all works. It's not necessarily a bad thing because things find their place, and you'll see the hierarchy as older guys retire, new people will take their role, and sometimes they'll respect that person that retires and they'll let them retire peacefully. Other times they'll force them out and shun them. So we've had some roosters that got shunned to a different barn and things of that sort, and it's always really interesting to see how that happens. But other times you'll just see them, like with Mel Brooks, one of our guys. He got to hang out in the barn. He just wasn't allowed to sit next to the choice girls. He was allowed to sit next to the secondary girls, but they didn't shun him out of the barn. So there was a lot of respect for that as well. And so it's really, really interesting how that all happens. Lots of drama by raising. I've been raising these guys here on the farm for about 9 years now, and so seeing how the hierarchy has changed over the generations and such. It's funny. Some of them have figured out that there is cameras now, and so some of them will go up and they'll spend time looking at the cameras, and I think it's because there's extra lights and such on them. So, but it's really interesting how all that turns out, and it's just it's really cool and super exciting. So, and like Mark Boggs was saying, there is I think I agree with that fact that 33% of the time. They let them maybe not win, but they let them pretend that they're dominant. So, and then the other time they make sure they always have the control back. So, it's that ebb and flow. It's that balance. It's to know who's in charge. So I think that's absolutely true with ducks and chickens and rabbits and such like that. The rabbits battle royale are always interesting because there's lots of jumping and kicking and such like that as well. So. Again, if none of you guys have joined, if none of you guys are part of the Discord, please join our Discord. We talk about this kind of stuff all the time. We also have chats in where sometimes when I'm just sitting around the computer doing other things, I'll jump into the Discord and we can chit-chat, or Mark Boggs is there, or Dimatra's there, or Illuster's there, or my little sister's there. It's just always a good place for us to hang out. You guys are always welcome to jump in there. We'll also be doing some streaming this evening. We'll also be doing some streaming this evening, probably a little bit of the craziness that's going on, and then talking about a bunch of other stuff. Just trying to always have a nice diversity of all the silly stuff that we do and all the fun things to build community. There's the link to Discord as long as it shows up. At any time you're on the channel and you need the link to the Discord, all you gotta do is type in !Discord, and in most of the cases it should come up. It doesn't look like it's going to this time. It looks like it's gonna mock us. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. Thank you for jumping in. Thank you for following. If it's been a while, welcome back. And if you're one of the regulars, glad to see you guys still here. So I'll probably be heading in soon. It's starting to get cold. I've been doing this for about an hour and 20 minutes. So I got to get some stuff ready for this evening. Thanks, Mark. Thanks for putting that up. I very, very much appreciate it. So if anybody has any other questions while I'm here, before I head in, I'm definitely open. Let me show you guys, for those that know the property, I'll show you guys how much it's still foggy. So you guys can see, you can't see, you can kind of see the cell tower sticks, but you can't really see the cell towers right now. It's because the fog is so thick right now. But usually there's cell towers up there, and let's see if the cell tower, yeah, this cell tower, the radio tower is still there, but the cell tower you can't see because of how thick the fog is. You can kind of see it right through there if you look really closely. But the fog's rolling in, the fog's rolling down, so. So winter is actually, as silly as this is gonna, winter is actually a lot faster, so it usually takes us about an hour, hour and a half to get everything ready for the chickens in the winter. And, again, that's, the 70, that's, a couple hundred animals. During the summer, it does take a little bit longer, but we also spend more time giving them more natural food and making sure that we don't have to move stuff around. So I would say in the winter, it's probably about 10 hours a week. And then during the summer, it's closer to like 15 or 20 hours a week because we have to move the cages around. We've got to maintain them to make sure other animals aren't trying to get in there, and we have to fix anything that's broken. So now if you break it down, like if we didn't have so many and we cut that down, if we cut half the chickens down, it would be about half the time. So, but you also want to spend time, like Lisa agrees, that with understanding good animal husbandry and understanding when your animals are sick and good observation, you want to spend some time just observing them, like getting to know their personalities, really seeing what they're doing, like making sure that no one's acting sick, because you might need to give them some apple cider vinegar, or you might need to give them some medicine and such like that. And so since we do a lot of herbal medicine, or we grow our own medicine and such like that, you might have to do that. So, sometimes you have to spend some extra time just observing them and such like that until you really get to know their personality. So at the beginning, you're going to spend more time. As things progress, you'll spend less and less time. You'll spend the time that you want to spend with them. So for those that might wonder, we feed them once a day, and the way we have our feed set up is we feed them once a day so that they should not run out of food until we're ready to feed them tomorrow. So I have some information on there. I have some on my website as well. But if there's particular things about herbal medicine that you would like to know, I will be more than happy to let you know privately, or just let you know, or if you want me to post something up on Discord, I can post it up on Discord as well. The problem I have with some types of giving people medical, even for animal medical advice, is that there is legal issues with that, especially with my nonprofit. So I can point you into resources, and I can tell you to do the research yourself, and I can link to particular things, but some stuff I'm just, my hands are tied with my nonprofit of what I'm allowed and not allowed to do. But a lot of the biggest thing that I give my chickens a lot that helps out with worming is I tend to notice that dandelion leaves do a wonderful job of helping keeping a worm issue and keeping their poop nice and firm and such like that. So dandelion leaves are something I do. So but yeah, for those that wondering, I do make most of my medicine myself. I do treat myself. So I'm an unofficial herbalist. I've not taken herbal school, but I've been treating most of my illnesses and most of everything that's wrong with myself for the last 16 years now. So yeah, dandelions are just spectacular. Dandelions are probably one of my all-time favorite wild plant that grows. Everything about dandelions is edible for humans. There are medicinal purposes of dandelions, but just the nutritional value is purely understood about the nutritional value of dandelions. And so dandelions are just absolutely, absolutely spectacular. I suggest everyone, if you have dandelions, you should make dandelion tea or dandelion wine or dandelion coffee, or eat the dandelion blooms in your salads, or make green spaghetti with the dandelion stalks, or eat the leaves to help with stomach issues, or just because they're just tasty. There's just lots of good things. Yeah, me too, Dan. I actually, they're one of my favorite. I think that their taste is just spectacular. I love popping the yellow flower in my mouth, and it's just great. I love eating that. I get my fill during the late spring. I get my absolute fill of eating lots of dandelions. So logically crazy. You should try some dandelions. If you've not eaten wild food, you should spend some time eating some wild food. The wild food, natural food, wild crafting, it's absolutely spectacular. Once you change your taste buds so you're not eating all this over processed food, you'll be surprised how tasty real life living food really is. And you'll wonder why you haven't been eating it most of your life. So the animals, our ancestors, all that kind of stuff, they knew stuff that we have since forgotten. So if you've eaten a dandelion and it tastes bitter, what's happened is you've eaten it a little late in its life. You need to eat it a little earlier. You need to eat it when it's still's got a lot of its pollen and such in it, and then it'll actually have a little bit of a sweeter taste. So you want it when it's just starting to open up, when it's just starting to be vibrant. If it's starting, if the feather is if the bloom is starting, so like the bloom will open up and then it'll start curving down. When the bloom at the end start curving down, that's when the bitterness starts happening, because what's happening is it's starting to die away, and different chemicals are starting to be created in it. But while the bloom is nice and open, it's nice vibrant, a vibrant yellow and just a nice big powerful bloom, that's the best time to eat it. Or when it's just starting to open, it'll still be rather sweet because it's still got all the good stuff, the good pollen and such in there. So, and dandelion leaves are a little bit bitter. I would suggest if someone's not used to eating dandelion leaves, they're really, really good on a hamburger. They're really good on a hot dog. They're really good on something of that sort. If you're a vegetarian, put them on your veggie burgers or such like that. You can add them in the salads, such like that. That's if you can't just eat a regular leaf, that's a really good way to consume them, and a good source for them as well. So. So there's fruit. I have fruit trees. So apples do fine, pears do fine, plums do well here, cherries do well, pawpaw. Yeah, it's good to put flowers on your hot dogs, man. That's the way. That's the way to be the awesome, balanced hippie, is put flowers on your hot dogs. Get yourself that nice, purely processed meat and put some real life food on it. It's how you balance out. It's how you balance out the chaos, man. It's the best way to balance off the chaos. Yeah, my pawpaws didn't do well this year. Actually, none of the pawpaws in the area did well this year. So we had a late frost, and so that's why that's what didn't. If you've never had pawpaw, you should check it out. It's a Appalachian fruit. It's not very common out there in the market because it doesn't have a very large shelf life, but it's one of my favorite fruits. Lychee is actually my favorite fruit, which doesn't actually grow here. It grows over in Asia and such like that. But pawpaw is very high on the list of fruits that is just spectacular. The cool thing about pawpaws is the way they grow. You can make a nice big pawpaw grove and have lots of them. So some people call them the hipster bananas, so you might hear people refer to it as that term as well. But check it out. If the best thing I can tell you to do is just Google search it, or search your favorite search engine and check it out. Very interesting. Oh man, if you've not had a pawpaw, they are spectacular. The other thing, any word, I don't know if you've ever had a quince. A quince is another really, really good Appalachian fruit. So, yeah, it kind of tastes like custard in a banana. Pawpaw has that taste, and there's actually about 5 or 6 different types of pawpaws as well. So some of them have a slightly different, but yeah, custard is a custard-ish, banana-ish, has that. So quince is a citrus fruit, and it kind of has a similar taste to, like a really light lemony taste to it, and such like that. So yeah, lychees. Lychees are actually that they're a spiky fruit. They're about this big. They're a spiky fruit. And they are one of my absolute favorite tastes in the entire world. So you get pawpaws and lychees here. That's cool. Dimatra. I wouldn't have thought Oz would have got, I mean, the lychee makes sense, the pawpaw, since pawpaw are hard to come by, but that's cool. I'm glad that people are growing pawpaw, and I'm glad that you're getting them over there, because they're originally from Appalachia, so. Lychee. Yeah, they probably are pronounced lychee. You're probably correct. I'm American, so I'm gonna pronounce things the way I'm Appalachian American. So we're gonna pronounce things. The way I pronounce things here in America, in Appalachia, America. You Aussies don't know how to pronounce things right. It is probably pronounced lychee. I think I've heard that before as well. I just like lychee. It sounds cooler. Well, guys, I think I'm going to head in. I'm going to warm up. My phone's beeping at me, telling me it's going to die soon. I'm going to make some coffee, maybe make myself a nice stiff drink, and probably after 6 o'clock Eastern time. So, after 6 o'clock Eastern time, I'll probably be doing some more things. So, most of my dreads I grew myself. A couple of my dreads, like these dreads, these are fake dreads. They're just from material that I embedded into some of my hair and just wrapped them around because, I like the combination of real dreads and wool. These are 100% wool. So, combination of both. That's where my dreads come from. I've been growing dreads now for 7 years. I only have them, if you guys want to see, I only grow dreads. I only grow dreads on one half, on just this part of my head. I like asymmetry stuff, so I like things to be not the same. So that's why they're over here. And you guys can see this is last time I dyed. Last time I dyed my hair, you guys can see how far it was away. So I'm gonna put back on my dead possum hat. This is made from New Zealand possum. It makes me look Jewish? Okay, well that's fine. I don't care. I'm not a Jew, so if I was, I would be rich and making lots of money and telling you guys exactly what to believe. And, and telling you all that you have to follow exactly the protocols of Zion. I mean, this is DLive, so. Anyway, no, I have no ill feelings for anyone that I don't know individually. So each individual person's really cool. So it's good to know people individually. But anyways, my phone now just tinted a little bit, so that's telling me that it's about time for me to go in. So again, thank you guys all for joining me on this fun adventure. I will be back on later on this evening, about 6 o'clock my time. I have no idea what time it is right now my time. It is 5 o'clock, so roughly in an hour or so, I'll be streaming back onto my main channel. Everybody's welcome to jump on the Discord. We'll have a good time. We'll watch some stuff. We'll make some comments about all the craziness that's happening in the world. And anyways, friends, it's the Baron Doc Justin, whatever you guys would like to call me. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the day. And until tomorrow, adios.